This might be the perfect moment to address this. There's been a lot of talking surrounding studio acquisitions this past year, and some started guessing which studios are going to be part of which company, and this generated further discussion about how said companies would handle these studios and how the inevitable exclusivity deals would be attached to these purchases. And I don't want to get ahead of myself regarding exclusive games, that'll have to wait for another video. So, recently we got word from Kojima during the latest episode of his podcast, where he spoke about being approached by some companies with offers to buy his studio. He says, "Let me reiterate that we are indies. We have no affiliations whatsoever and we are not backed by anyone. And every day I am approached by offers all over the world to buy our studio. Some of those offers are ridiculously high prices, but it's not that I want money. I want to make what I want to make. That's why I created this studio, so as long as I'm alive, I don't think I will ever accept those offers." And I'm making this video not because I'm reporting some news. It's because of how important this statement is. I'm not interested in the values that were offered, and I couldn't care less about who made those offers. What I take from this is that not everything has a price. And when we're talking about artistic freedom, one starts to understand that money isn't as huge as being able to exteriorize your art and share it with the world. One big example is Death Stranding. More than a game, Death Stranding is an expression of beauty and freedom. I can trace back all of the amazing memories I got since it was announced, eager to know more, desperately trying to make time go fast, just this one moment until its release. It was a journey I will never forget. And in the end, the game was very different than what I expected. I was sure I would play it and feel a certain way, in a way that was still familiar, but by the time I reached the end, I wasn't so sure anymore. Death Stranding subverted all expectations I had. I was hoping for one thing, and I got something completely new. It made me feel things in a way that I had never felt before. I was smiling, I was sad, having fun, at times even felt depressed. It's a roller coaster of a game. I know a lot of people didn't like it as much as I did, and I think that's totally okay. We're all so different from each other, and even though it is a very creative game in my opinion, it is not perfect by any means. There are no perfect games because they are made by people, but isn't that what makes them special to begin with? It takes a lot of courage to develop something like this, not just because of how unusual it is, but from a business standpoint, it is a big risk, especially if this is the first game you want to put out there as a new studio. Although in reality, Kojima Productions is a well-established studio, the difference being that they're independent since they parted ways with Konami. And that's the whole reason why staying independent might be the best thing they can do for them. Kojima has a clear vision of what he wants to do, and that vision is supported by his amazing team of talented people who help him achieve his insane ideas. You can tell this is a studio that is being almost completely labeled as experimental, and if it was acquired, the chances of this vision being narrowed would be pretty high. Not only that, but if someone bought them and made future games exclusive to specific platforms, these too would go against their vision of sharing new concepts with everyone, keeping a lot of people away from experiencing this stuff. And I strongly praise the idea that every game should be accessible to anyone, no matter the platform they play on. And this is even more accentuated because I feel like Kojima games are so strikingly unique that everyone should have a go. On the same note, and because of all of this buying spree that's been happening lately, I get why some people develop some kind of anxiety and fear of not being able to play these games and want the studios that create the ones they enjoy the most to be secured by the companies associated with the platform of their choice. I get that, I really do. The reality is, no one lives forever, and if you stop and think about it, this is one more reason why Kojima wants to stay this way. He's almost 60. And I bet he doesn't want to waste any time following someone's rules at this point in his life, possibly leaving new concepts unexplored. I'm 25 and I already have the urge to do a lot of things that I have on my mind always considering that maybe I might not be here by tomorrow. Imagine being older and knowing that the projects you work on take at least some years to be completed. I wouldn't think twice if I had the chance to make my dreams a reality. I would just go for them. And as he said before, he created this studio so he could do anything he wanted to, solidify his name as a game designer and present fresh ideas to the fans and new people. Overall, I believe a lot of us just want one thing. And that is for Kojima to keep doing crazy things, to make this industry move forward as he has been doing for a long time. But most of all, to give something original for us to enjoy, making us wonder how special games really are.